Are we started? Okay, we're started. Hello, YouTube people. Sorry, I forgot to start the stream earlier. Welcome to the VOD. It's probably an abrupt startup for you. Let me catch you up. I'm painting Kruleboyz. I'm working on skin right now. Aha, green. And Nico decided to interrupt, so he's currently being cuddled while I paint because I can't keep waiting to start painting. I have a damn stream to run here. So he keeps pushing his face into the microphone like a maniac, and hopefully he won't push it into my paintbrush. I'm having a great time. Oh, thank God he left. Okay. Okay, bye, Nico. Have fun doing whatever you're gonna do. That was a nice check-in. Yeah, that's crazy. He's trying to speak to us. I think so. He doesn't need words to tell me what he wants, so he just wanted attention. More than I could give him, unfortunately. Fortunately for him, I don't really have regrets about it. I'll get him later. So let's see. I did a pretty ambitious dinner thing last night, y'all. Just as long as we're catching up. He's back already? Already? Are you serious? Already? Well, let's get into the story. It's fine. So we were gonna get, wow, buddy. Wow, buddy. That was, y'all saw that, right? He just like, oh, I'm conflicted because he's also really cute, but he's being so bad right now. Nico. Yeah, okay, we'll pet ya. All right, let's zoom out so y'all can actually see what's happening here. Yeah, hello. He's just forced himself on the painting here, is what he's done. All right, so I can still do story time while we're waiting for Nico to calm down, I guess, and go to bed. So last night, the plan was to get Japanese food, have some friends over, because there's like a Japanese place that we really like. And we were gonna go there and then do like drinks and maybe cake after. And then someone was like, hey, did you check if they're open on Monday? A lot of places around here aren't open on Mondays. And I was like, oh, no, let me check that. And they weren't open on Monday, and we couldn't think of where else to go, so I decided to just make the Japanese food at home. So I did a very ambitious dinner last night. I made katsudon, chicken katsudon. No onions also, but it turned out okay. We made sushi rolls, shrimp tempura, and California. Nico. And those were fun. Nico really wanted the shrimp, and he really wanted the imitation crab. And it was a lot of work to cook, and I probably could have picked an easier thing to do, but I got it done. But I was mentioning that because I got home and I was like, okay, I have those imitation crab. What the heck do I cook with it? Does anyone know what to cook with imitation crab? Because I tried a recipe for like a crab salad, and I could only taste the mayonnaise. It was gross as hell. Not that I hate mayonnaise, but it was like eating straight up mayonnaise. I couldn't justify the calories. I had to waste a lot of it. But does anyone know what the hell to do with like imitation crab? I still have like 3 sticks. Add vinegar takes it a step further. I added lemon juice. Vinegar, though? Okay. I guess I should have done vinegar. I might try it again, but I'm not sure. Last time I made sushi, I mixed the leftover imitation crab with mayo and used it to fill onigiri. Ooh, that makes sense. Maybe I just have bad mayo or something, but the flavor was not very pleasant. Okay, can we get away with painting again on our painting stream, Nico? He's upset that I'm making him move. Oh my god, I think we're doing it, y'all. Carrot, celery, vinegar, salt, pepper, pinch of sugar. Okay. And then just mayonnaise. Okay, that's a better recipe. I might have to try that. Or I'll find something else to do with imitation crab because I don't want to waste the rest of it trying to make mayo situations. I am trying to eat better, so that amount of mayo is... I have to budget for it, and it's difficult. Wow, okay, okay, okay. Let's chill out a little bit there, buddy. I'm sure I'm the minority, but I like imitation crab on nachos. Ooh, you guessed what I had for dinner perfectly. It wasn't imitation crab. We actually had some leftover venison that we'd cooked into tacos. Because I was like, damn, I really need like a lot of protein to hit my macros today. I wonder what I could eat. And then I remembered I had a cup of venison taco meat, which is like 60 grams of protein. Venison is nuts. And I was like, jackpot, I'm gonna eat the rest of the venison taco meat. Where are we going, Nico? Please don't hit me with your tail. Oh, he's getting close. Will you sit down, please? Please. Okay, that counts technically. He's sitting directly next to me right now. Also, I gotta tighten the screw on that tripod mount. It shouldn't be able to move like that. Convenient as it was. Love ground venison? Rad. Okay. So there's a funny thing. It was labeled as, dude, that's paint. Are you trying to eat paint? What is happening tonight? Nico, please. Stop it. I probably don't even need these, actually. I'm not wearing my those are long distance glasses. I don't know why I'm wearing them. My eyes actually feel fine. I started wearing my glasses all the time because I was getting headaches, which is part of why I updated my prescription. I actually need to test if I can stream without them. Because they really are darkening my face, I'm noticing. Anywho, love ground venison. Yeah, so it was labeled as burger, so we thought it would be drowned. And then when we opened it up, it was actually like cubed or whatever, so I just ended up cutting it small as I could and making it happen, because it was already thawed at that point. But yeah, I really like venison, especially heavily seasoned, because like the gamey flavor doesn't poke through that way. Yeah, that's good stuff though. I never ate venison until I, started seeing Samus Girl. Because her family hunts. That's how she gets it. But yeah, not bad. Alright, the hands is looking better. Ish. Okay, Nico. I'm gonna get the number 1 to try to get the face a little cleaned up now. I might as well leave the glasses on. Is it? Spider-Man 1 meme. Oh, I don't like that everything's clearer a little bit. Just a little sharper. Yeah. That's disconcerting. Oh, hello. Venison tacos sounds pretty interesting, says Jonathan over on YouTube. Yeah, it's really good, honestly. I mean, especially with how heavily seasoned taco meat is, you really won't even notice the gaminess. It is easy to overcook them, but yeah, for me, the thing that's really great about it is just how high protein it is, because I'm like trying to work on what I'm eating right now. And oh my gosh, it is just like easy peasy. Yeah, we do like venison tacos pretty commonly. What else do we cook with venison? I'm even trying to remember. I can't remember anything else we cooked with venison right now, I'm sorry to say. Venison tacos are a favorite. They're just sticking out in my mind. Okay, that's some semblance of highlights right there. That's good. I think I'm just gonna leave the eyes shaded on this one. I normally do orc eyes red, but I just don't think they're gonna be visible with how far back they are. We'll do another stage of highlights probably, but I doubt I'm gonna do eyes on this guy. Yeah, that's already looking way better now that the green is actually picked out. Let me just do a 3-foot test here. Yeah, the mini reads significantly better now that I've got a little bit of highlight on the skin here. Let's see. I don't think the hunters we know got deer this year, so I'm out. Oh, rough. Sorry to hear that. I always use mine for anything. I'd use ground beef like hamburger helper or goulash. Yeah, for sure. We do a lot of stuff like that. I've eaten venison on its own, but sometimes it just doesn't have the greatest flavor ever. So I really do like it cooked into other things. Yeah, like I would use burger for. I think Samus Girl is also just better at cooking it. Let's switch out to a grot here and do some skin for them. Let's do some batch painting so I don't forget about the grots. So this pot grot, as I was mentioning, not super great on the tabletop. So for Warcry at least, I'm talking about Warcry. If you have a different opinion for AOS, let me know how this dude is in the chat. But for Warcry, doesn't do a lot. Does not do a lot. It's a cheap body, which is nice. But personally, I would almost rather have 2 stab grots than have this guy and the stab grot. Because the stab grots, their special ability is that with a double, my killaboss can allow them to do an extra move or an extra attack, which is just like manipulating the action economy, which is good in any game. And so you can do fun combos where you can like move this guy close to this guy, and then he tells him, you know, come on, let me play dolls here, come on. Oh, do an extra attack, and then he'll like stab, or like, oh, don't move over there, and then he'll move over there. And that's just like, that just gives you a lot of options. This guy, what he does is you have to expend a triple, which those are rare, those are uncommon, I would say. You have to expend a triple to get a chance at healing, basically. That's not good. You get a chance to heal 1 model. Again, not great, very situational. It's hard to justify the roster spot for that kind of an ability. I'm not really sure where this guy would play in. My experience with Warcry is that most things, if they're going to die, they'll die in a single hit, unless I attack them, in which case it takes about 1 billion hits. That's just me not knowing the game very well. No, but seriously, in Warcry, it's a lot of like, there's a lot of weak units that die to everything, and if you don't know, I kind of try to overestimate how good my guys are going to be in combat, and then they just get wiped. So a lot of the game is just knowing which ones are cheap and can easily be taken out. But yeah, the more expensive ones, I mean, the fact that they can tank attacks over and over again is like, great. It's already a benefit. You don't really need healing. Wait, let me explain what a triple is. I think this is going to help y'all understand. So the way that Warcry works is the way you roll initiative is you roll 6 dice, okay? And let's say you roll 2 5s. That's called a double. You put those together, that's a double. That can be redeemed to do actions during your next turn. There's also triples where you have 3 of a kind, or quads where you have 4 of a kind. So those are very rare. Let's see. You're almost guaranteed to get at least 1 double. It's very unlikely you won't get a double. But triples are uncommon and quads are very rare. So a lot of things can do special abilities on doubles. Some things can do triples. This guy does triples, which is terrible. Triples are reserved for really good stuff. And quads are like, if you pull off a quad, it should completely change the pace of the game. And I had one that should have won me the game the other day, but I you know, it was an execution issue. I didn't know what to do with it. Anyway, so the fact that this guy takes a triple to have a chance at healing is like awful. It's awful. So I don't think he's my favorite. Warcry sounds skirmish. Is it Ido, Udo? Yeah, it's Udo, Ido. Exactly. So it's a skirmish game. It's basically the Age of Sigmar skirmish game, Jonathan. So having a guy who can tell another unit to go is doubly good in that kind of a game, because I can the actions you take with doubles and triples don't count as like an action that you did in the turn. At least I think that's true. If that's not true, I played really bad. I played really wrong yesterday. But I think they're basically free actions. Like, you don't expend your resources of like your actions on the table, you expend the resources of your dice in order to get them. And so, yeah, the fact that I can make one guy activate and then activate a different unit and have him do something and then go back to my main guy and still have 2 actions, a move and an attack or whatever, is beautiful. That's on a double. And this guy does something worse and it costs more. That's my opinion so far. I might try him one more time, but I'm not sure. LP, looks sick. Thank you. Appreciate it. Over on YouTube. Yeah, let me show you something that really looks sick, though, if you just popped in. This is the, I forget what this one's called, actually. I just finished this one, and it's called something something. I don't even remember the names. This is a kill boss, I know that. Yeah, I just had a few characters I wanted to finish up for my Warcry warband here, so I can play them at Adepticon, and I just want to have all the options possible, except for Hobgrots. I'm not going to play Hobgrots. I can't ignore that there's mold lines on this any longer. Hold on. I built these like a year ago when I was way worse at the hobby, and I keep catching mold lines and little mistakes I made. Don't rush through your builds, y'all. Easy to say, hard to do. Anyhow. Let's see, just dabbling in TC, New Antioch action manipulation was very strong. I don't recognize that game. Can you explain what it is? That sounds interesting. But yeah, action manipulation's great in like any game you can get it in. I mean, if there's a strict action economy, D&D comes to mind as a game that gets very broken the second you allow people to start doing extra actions and stuff. Like Find Familiar is very powerful in Dungeons and Dragons just for the fact that you effectively get an extra action every round, which can only be used for limited things, but still. Yeah, anything you can do to get extra actions is just great. The quad for this army, which is really nice, is that basically if your bosses can use the quad, which again, you have to roll 4 matching dice on your initiative roll, or roll 3 and use a wild dice to get to 4. It's a good system, but it's complicated. But you got to use a quad. But if you do that and you have more guys than they do in that area within like 6 inches, everyone in that area gets to do a bonus attack or a bonus move. And you get to choose which one it is for each of them. So if you get a whole cluster of them in the middle, they can do wild stuff. Trench Crusade. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I haven't really played Trench Crusade. I've heard about it because it's been very popular online. At least people have been very excited about it online. I think I've seen some of the minis. But is Antioch like the skirmish game for Trench Crusade, or or is Antioch the army? I'm sorry, I'm not familiar enough with Trench Crusade. It's not like my cup of tea, but I am always interested to hear about other people's hobbies and what excites them. It's one of the main reasons I stream. It's not like it makes me a lot of money. It's mostly just to talk to people. They had a faction ability called Fire Team. You pair 2 units and they activate at the same time. Oh, interesting. Yeah, even that is powerful because you just get to take more actions earlier. Sounds like an aggro strategy, honestly. So the leader could end their turn to force opponent to activate a unit of your choice until their next action. Interesting. Yeah, that is that's an interesting way of doing that. Sounds powerful. I'm sure there's at least one unit in Warcry that does that because there's so much weird stuff in Warcry. But I would have no idea. I'm playing in a narrative game of Warcry, so I'm not trying to make something particularly OP or like busted, but I just want to make something interesting, and to me the Potrod is... he's a very good mini. He's not very interesting to play with. So this one's for the looking at. And if I have extra points, potentially, maybe. Just bring them in case for the lulz. New Antioch is a faction. Okay, I see. Let's see. I just think they're neat. Hemifrog, sorry, what are neat? I'm not following y'all over there on Twitch. There we go. His foot's not quite connected to the ground. I'll have to fill in with some mud or something, just to make him look a little bit neater. Yeah, holy mold lines, I really messed this up. Wow, okay. I might not have scraped a single mold line on this guy. What was I doing a year ago or 2 years ago? How long ago did I build these? I don't even remember. Good lord. So I'm not sure if I wanted to spoil this. I think it's fine to spoil this. I am going to buy one more character for this Warcry warband specifically. And it's called Mollog. What the hell is the Mollog's title? Mollog the Mighty. Mollog the Mighty is basically a giant Troggoth who has a lot of area of effect abilities and fun stuff like that. And I think that the mini is cool. I think it's going to be fun. But the reason I'm adding Mollog is not actually a Kruleboyz, so normally you couldn't add it. Mollog gets added as what's called an ally in, Warcry, it's an ally. And so we get Mollog, which will be fun. And Mollog basically has this ability to throw different debuff effects around the board. Like you can set up a landmine or an area where you attack worse if you're trying to attack me, just stuff like that. And then Mollog himself is a big body. So I think it's going to be fun to have a bunch of orcs that are basically just throwing a troll in front of them and being like, go get him. So that's what my narrative thing is going to be. Is a bunch of little orcs falling around a big Troggoth and just trying to make him do their work for him. Just poking him until he attacks the other people. That's the idea narratively, at least. Which would be very funny to do with a bunch of Hobgrots, too. But I think I would get bored to tears playing that many Hobgrots. Alright, that's looking good on the skin. So at least got the midtones. There's only a scant few patches of skin to even consider on the stabbed rot. Okay, yes, I'd like you to focus on this, please. Thank you. Possibly my new favorite stream to have on in the background. Oh, thank you, Hemifrog. I really appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. Aw. You're making my night. Yeah, I do wish I streamed more, but right now, when I do have extra energy to put toward creating streams, it's a lot better for me to just make videos. As far as getting growth and traction and getting eyes on my stuff. That's how I got the folks over on YouTube. Thanks for being here, y'all. It's just Twitch is a hard platform to grow on organically. So I'm trying to get more actual videos out, which I haven't been doing a good job of lately. I'll be honest, I kind of allowed myself to get into a writer's block with making videos. So I'm going to try and break that this week. Obviously not tonight because I'm streaming. But I'm going to try and break that this week and just make something. I've been making scripts and stuff for a while, and I just don't think the script is going to get better, and I need to get past the inertia of actually shooting a video. So that's what I'll be doing there. Although I also did start researching on how to make the streams record better so that I can later edit them into footage. So potentially I could be recording things on stream and then using that as video footage in a better way than I've been doing historically, which would also incentivize me to make new videos and stream more at the same time, which is like a perfect combo. So I should really be doing that. But one thing at a time. Anyway, that's all to say. Really got to get back on the videos. Really got to get back on the videos. I'm really tossing around whether or not I want to make a video about acquiring the new camera, because I really would like to just ramble at y'all about cameras and how cameras work and autofocus and stuff like that. And I've made a video and it just doesn't feel necessary, to be honest. It just feels a little bit like, I don't know. There's like half of a good idea there, but I'm not sure it's actually... I might still follow through on it. It needs some work. It needs to actually be shot, and I think if I shoot it, I might find a better way to make the video. I know enough from design school to know when I'm in a rut and just digging my wheels in worse. And I know how to get out of it. It's work to get out of it, and sometimes I'm resistant to doing hard things. Unfortunately. Let's try to get some brighter highlights here. Ooh. I don't know, folks, does that look bold enough? That looks bold enough to be a final highlight. A little thin. Figure it out. Just like a giant hair attached to me somewhere. Come on. Oh my god, you can see it on camera. That's incredible. See, this is why I want to make a video about this new camera, because like the fact you can kind of see the hair on this camera is truly wild. Okay, so as I'm commiserating about my inability to make videos very quickly, it has occurred to me that if I set up my streams in a way where they record cleaner and it would be easier to make a video, I could just start making stream highlights to like get more eyes on stream and then try to stream more. 'Cause I'll be honest, making videos is kind of cool. It scratches a certain itch. It's not an itch that I get all the time, but streaming is fun. I really enjoy doing this. Maybe that's how I should be handling it. Who knows? Probably a little column of A, a little bit of column B. As much as I've felt my painting skills improving recently, one thing I am working on is layering. I'm starting to get an intuitive sense where light and dark should be. But I feel like there's still something lacking there. Like, if you look at this foot, the sketch kind of makes sense, but it's missing something. And I don't know what it's missing. Like, I can guess at it. I'm gonna guess that this ankle bone isn't defined properly. Guess that I should dark line the bottom of the foot. And that does help. I think what happened here is I overwhelmed the mid-tone a little bit, and now there's no mid-tone anymore. It's all either shadow or highlight. And so if I come back over this, reestablish mid-tone, maybe that's what needs to happen here. Let's let that dry and try somewhere else. This hand I felt pretty confident with. Breaking up the knuckles helps a lot. It's a similar lesson that I've learned about drawing. I don't think I've learned it intuitively, but one of the things I know with drawing is that if you're drawing like a face, for example, a really amateur thing to do is to draw the shape of the face all the way around. Like, artists who draw a lot, especially cartoons, like, won't ever really finish lines, you know? They kind of tend to leave things open, unless you're doing like digital art with vectors or whatever. You know, but I kind of need to do the same thing with highlights. Even though I don't want muscle islands, at a certain stage of highlighting, you know, some things are sharp enough that they require being separated. I think I should be more intentional about putting on less paint in certain areas. Like this. See, because that looks pretty nice right there. Now it needs to look nice on the inside too. All right, let me take a water break really quick. Should say, all right, we've got quite a few people watching, not a lot of chatters. I assume y'all are working on your own projects or just lurking. If anyone wants to sound off in the chat, what are you working on tonight? My hope is that I'm kind of doing a body doubling thing where y'all can work on your own creative projects while I'm just sort of in the background, but if someone wants to pop in and let me know what they're working on, that'd be really nice. Ooh. Really need these teeth to stick out now. Taxes. Oh, Philadron, that's wrong. Oh, wow, everyone's sounding off. Thank you. JD, knitting a wrap after I do my Animal Crossing things. Oh, okay. Are you still playing New Horizons? Wow. That's commitment. I think I stopped playing that game after about a year and a half, and that was in COVID and college. In 3D prints going while I eat dinner, bunions and cabbage. Good to hear from you, bunions and cabbage. Sounds fun. And Philadron's doing taxes. I probably got to do taxes soon as well. Although I'm not looking forward to it this year, let me tell you. Because my previous employer, when I was working through the temp agency, really messed up my withholding. And I didn't know that until I transferred jobs in March. You know, when I did taxes last year. So I still got to pay that down a little bit. So I'm probably going to owe. Not very fun. Aside from just the, you know, I'm bringing in money from Twitch or whatever, you know, a little bit. I'm going to owe a little bit from that. But yeah, I'm actually going to owe, like, probably going to owe a bit. So I'm trying to prepare for that expense, but it's just more of a pain than anything. I wouldn't have missed the money if it came out of my paychecks, but now that it's got to come out all at once, it's like, ugh, the worst. Some Creed dudes, Jonathan. Okay, sounds chill. Isn't there like new Creed? I feel like I saw they did an update for Creed last year, or yeah, they did, right? Are they some of the new models, or are you painting like the retro ones now? What on earth was I gonna do? I was gonna do something painting related, and now I can't even remember what it was. Oh, bone, right. Gotta paint the teeth on this guy. I should probably at least file them soon. Hey, there we go. That's a beautiful smile right there. Smiley Kruleboy. Cool. I'll make sure to wash those so that they look even worse. Register your channel as a business with the federal government. You can write off most of your expenses on your taxes related to your channel. Won't help this year, but might help in the future. Interesting. Do I have to register as a business in order to take write-offs for that? I thought that was just, you know, as a sole proprietorship. Interesting. Gotta have an office for the business and paint for the business in a car. No! Won't help this year, but maybe. Okay, well, if I'm not able to claim expenses this year as sole proprietorship, then I will definitely work on doing that. I can't imagine I brought in, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I brought in more than like $300 last year all in. So I'll be okay paying taxes on that if I really have to. And you might not, I'm not sure, I just did when I started. Okay, I appreciate that. Just printed a bunch so this squad is grenadiers. It looks in data cards like they're casual. Okay, cool. Interesting. I haven't seen much for the 3D. I don't really see a lot of the 3D printed models just because a lot of them are there today, gone tomorrow, so I don't even keep track of them, but I'm glad you're finding some you like. What was I was gonna wash the teeth. Which is ironic because they're about to get dirtier. Wash them. Any minis you buy? Tax write-off. Paints tax write-off. Yeah, see, it's funny. What's actually probably going to be tax write-offs, what would be tax write-offs for this year would be like my camera purchase. Oh. Actually, I might have done the camera purchase in 2025. Shoot. But yeah, the equipment related to streaming, so my desktop upgrade would definitely be a write-off, because I only use that for business. I mean, the paints, the hobby stuff, those are personal, but I think the production equipment, any subscriptions for like my websites or whatever, which I don't currently have a website, but I have domains, so don't even try. You know, that I might be able to write off, but the minis are gonna continue to be personal property. That's okay. I'm not gonna get that cheeky. Internet, write off. This is not tax advice. I'm not a tax advisor. I do tax-related work, though. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately the internet is also a mixed use thing where it was like, it's a lot of personal internet, which is unfortunate. Internet is expensive. We should probably look into getting fiber or something.
They came from Brazil.
Yeah, and at that point you'd have to keep track of inventory and also be more trouble than it's worth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to have to do that for minis. I mean, not at this scale. E. But yeah, cameras, lights, audio stuff. Those are the actual expenses. Which I am kind of, I'm a bit of a tech enthusiast still, despite my better efforts to not be one. And so I do have a bit of a nice setup technically, I feel. Sometimes I'm foolish and I put more of my time and effort and money into making the setup better than I do making the streams better. I'm being cavalier here, but keep records of everything you do that I'm gonna write off. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Being able to write off conventions would be nice, but that would also imply that I'm working those conventions, and working a convention and visiting them for fun are different things, that's for damn sure. I've lost my pokey stick again. I always have to keep a pokey stick of some persuasion, and it's not in the box. As I was saying, I gotta keep a pokey stick of some persuasion around for unclogging paint bottles. Let's see. I would say, though, in my wildest of dreams, it would be cool to be at the point where I'm working when I go to cons. Obvious downside being that I would be working at cons now, but, you know, ups and downs with things. I am very much looking forward to going to this Adepticon just as an attendee and just experiencing it. Let's see. Jonathan saying I wasn't really down buying like a ton of guard just to play with the homies. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, for me and for a lot of my audience is also painting people. It's just, the painting is almost a hobby in itself, or is the hobby in itself for most of us. Yeah, I can't really fault people for 3D printing, although, yeah, if you're gonna, I don't know, just... Especially if you're playing home games, there's really no harm in it. There's like an opportunity cost associated with it. If you're like frequenting an LGS all the time, you know, it's kind of good to buy supplies from them to keep them afloat. Yeah, 3D printing's definitely going to be a part of the hobby no matter what, and I don't think it's a bad thing. That's for sure. Just a tool. Well, thank you all for advising me how to do tax fraud. I appreciate it. And with that note, it looks like an ad is popping in like 3 minutes, so hope you stick around. Help me pay my taxes. Right, red eyeball time. I think I was mentioning in Panda's chat, like the brush earlier, that I've got these little synthetic brushes I'm playing around with. And I'll probably upgrade some of them to actual Polinskis when I get the chance. Whew, okay, hard to speak while you're painting eyes. What was I saying? Right, oh, upgrading brushes. But one of the advantages of having a billion tiny brushes cheap brushes, is I can figure out what I actually use. Which I've never had a large enough variety of brushes to figure out what I actually use. 000, kind of great, to be honest. Kind of a great brush. These very tiny ones, super useful for eyes. Not sure I need this for much of anything else, but for eyes, it's pretty great. Now this guy's under eye is still very bright. I don't think there's white in there, but it's registering as very white. Okay, that's looking better. And now you can come over just this edge with the highlight. The neighbors are yelling in the driveway, that's nice. They sound drunk. I think they're about to drive a car. It's none of my business, I guess. Doesn't sound great. But you know what is great? This grot. Look at that. Look at that skin. He's looking fearsome. Oh god, my thumb just cramped up. Okay, folks, what am I gonna paint here? I think the skin is okay right now. It's okay-ish. I suppose I should add my top level highlights to this guy. Big bald spot on the head. Or maybe I already did and you just can't see him. That would be alarming. Oh, that's too much. No, take it back. Take it back. Love the vat of bubblegum paint. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a glow effect paint. I've got like pink potions for him because I think it goes really nice with the color scheme. What the pink potion needs, though, is it needs... I think I gotta go over it with Druchii Violet or something so that the recesses get, like, purplish. I think that's gonna look nice. Although I guess I won't know until I try. I'm not highlighting with a number 4. Hold on. Great. I think in reality the top of this guy's head would be all shiny, but it kind of defines the face better to not make it like that. Dude's got a damn rat face. Okay, quick water break since people are in ads right now. I was not drinking enough water recently, y'all, and so I put ice back in the water. Because I know that makes me drink more water, and I'm always like, but I really need to put ice in it. It's winter. Yeah, it helps a lot. I should just be always putting ice in the water. It's glorious. It's really nice. The words of Ruby Rod, commercial. Yeah, I run as few ads as I can without doing pre-rolls. That's all I can do. The Twitch ad revenue is not significant for me. I'd prefer not to run them if I could, but you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to run this down to like a leather color right now. it's just not leather. It's the thing. I think the straps could be leather. Yeah, now that I'm doing this on the tunic, I just don't think it's leather. I think the straps are, but I think this tunic needs to be a different color. So we'll adjust. When those knee pads are clearly metallic. Oh no, it is leather. Look at that. Look at that texture. Okay, we'll do them the same as the others then. That's okay. Oh. Too aggressive. Too aggressive by far. I guess we are painting that now. Right, leather skirt, something else shirt. I think that's the idea. And these little knee pads are metal, so let's make them metal. Stop that. Wow, that was lovely. Lovely zooming action right there. Oop, that's medium. Still a lot of medium. Let's ignore that. There we go. So a little bit of metallic. Ignore how bad I tore the paint back there. Oh god. I have a solution for that. Is your YouTube channel the same name? Yes, it should be linked in my Twitch About section also. Also, welcome back from ads, Twitch people. Thank you for sticking around. Appreciate it. There's some paint. You know, leaving a pot of contrast paint open like that, that's just asking for trouble. Bit thick still. Overpainted this a little bit on the sides, one sec. Ah. But yeah, Himafrog, if you want to check out my YouTube, it is the same name. I have like 3 videos up, and I also have a lot of VODs from old streams that you can check out. Spectacle Gradual, it do have a space on YouTube, that's true. Can't really do spaces on Twitch. I need to make a new YouTube channel actually so I don't dox myself, but I will sub there soon. Okay, that's chill. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm getting dangerously close to 1,000 subscribers over on YouTube. I think I just need like one more good video and I'll get there. I haven't earned it yet, baby, but getting close. And we're gonna let that dry. Now, while that is drying, I can start to put layer colors on all my different straps. This color that I'm making the tunic on the stab draught is the color of all these cords and bands on all the other orcs. Hey, Hemifrog, I totally get not wanting to dox yourself. It's one of my favorite activities, is doing things to not dox myself. That's jewelry. That should be gold. Or bronze or something. Yeah, it should be. That makes more sense compositionally as well. Let's paint those metallic. It's difficult these days, but it's a good thing you don't use a face cam. Huh? What are you talking about? What do you think this is, a VTuber? I think... What? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I do like using the face cam. I did stream without it for a very brief time, but I just find it more engaging. But yes, now I have to be careful about where I put my face and such. Yeah, I think the bronze makes more sense here. Tonight is the night for tiny details. That's why I'm about to do what I'm about to do. Just paint all these beads different fun colors. Oh, wow, new subscriber. Hello, Hemifrog. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Whoa. Did my alert sounds make... My alert sounds didn't make sounds. That's fun. I don't know why that's broken, but thank you for subscribing. That definitely should have made a noise for everyone. The hell? I really appreciate that, though. I definitely could have had more fanfare, though. I feel so bad about that. It's so strange. I thought I had that set up properly. Oh, you've got all the emotes now. I think like half of those are free for followers, or at least I tried to set them that way. I'm gonna paint all these different beads, like different colors. That's the idea right now. Oh, you got frog emotes. Hold on a second. Wait a second, Hemifrog, do you stream over here? How do you have your own emotes? Oh my god, you got 158 followers. What the? It seems like you might stream. Perhaps. That is very cute. I don't promo my own junk in other people's faces. No, that's okay. Understandable. You don't have to promo, but I had no idea you streamed. That's so cool. Do you paint minis as well? I do paint minis, play some retro games as well. Oh, chill. That's fun. Well, let me give you a follow then. And if you're ever streaming while I'm streaming, I can try and raid out to you, maybe. That is cool. Oh. Oh, this is clogged. Stop. Oh, okay. I don't know what I need to stop. I assume you're just, because I said I would raid you or something. Oh crap, that's a lot of paint. Hemifrog, are you acquainted with the Hobby Hug over here in Mini Painting Twitch land? Because we do share our audiences out here. That is a part of what happens in this corner of Twitch. But I'm not sure I've heard your name come up in that circle, so perhaps you haven't been acquainted with it. Man, I didn't need nearly this much blue, just... Oh, God. I'm literally doing one bead right here. Okay, red, yellow, blue. I think black would also be good. We'll just do like all the classic orc colors on these beads. Ta-da! And maybe a little bit flat. One second, I'm really messing with. That's way too much. That's way too much gold. Whatever, we'll deal with it. Gold coins. Scrooge McDuck, y'all, we got gold coins. There it is. All right, that's looking all fancy. Look how swagged out that arm is now. It's weird to talk about my my own stuff in someone else's space, but no, I don't think I've heard of it as a heard of the hobby. What was it again? Hobby Hug is roughly what we call the group of people who do like mini painting over here on Twitch and all just like raid into each other and share audiences. I think JD would know a little bit of something about it. Bunions and Cabbage, I think you're also part of that world. Riot Sister earlier would be part of that. But yeah, there's a bunch of people over here on Twitch who just like try to share audiences and viewers with each other and collab and everything. It's really cool, honestly. That's where I got a lot of my growth. I mean, a good chunk of it now has come through YouTube, but probably the first 100 followers or so all just came organically on Twitch through other people like sharing viewers and lurking in multiple streams and just like raiding in and, you know, stuff like that. So it's been really cool over here, honestly. Yeah, folks tend to lurk in each other's streams and raid each other and stuff. Yeah, we call it the hobby hug, but it's very cool. So yeah, sorry, I know, mostly I assume if someone streams that I'd run into them through that world. I should be giving shoutouts as also part of it, and I just really never remember to do it. Riot's sister sent me this thing where it will auto shout out upon arrival. I really should just set that up. I have so many things on my to-do list. That is, in fact, one of them. This guy's looking half all right, I would say. More than half all right. This one's looking pretty good. I think I should just do the basing right now and maybe see if that's enough. Because otherwise I could work on this, you know, forever. And I gotta clear the desk for Malak, the mighty. Which will probably be next week's stream, starting that, if not earlier, and make a video about it. One of the next ideas I have that I'm actually excited about for video stuff would be making a video about the Warcry league I'm playing in. Just as a way to try and get people interested in Warcry. And also be like, hey, I tried a new thing. It was cool. You should do cool things in your hobby also. Spackle Rattle out. That's pretty much my entire ethos as a YouTuber. It's just... Hey, go do cool hobby things. Alright, bye. Let's see. Granted, like you said, coming in chat with blatant self-promotion isn't a good vibe, but once people get to know you, they'll be happy to help support. Yeah, absolutely. That is true. I definitely wouldn't change your approach as far as like self-promoting other people's streams. Probably not a great idea. I also refrain from it, especially people outside of the Hobby Hug. I don't talk about the fact that I stream. But in this category, it's kind of chill, I guess. And in my channel, I guess it's chill. Maybe not self-promoting so much, but yeah, I'm always like down to hear about people's hobby projects. That's like my main favorite thing to do as a streamer, is just let other people tell me what they're working on. And if for you that's streaming, I'm happy to hear about it, especially if I'm inviting it. Nah, if people ask, I'll talk about it, but otherwise I'm just here to watch and enjoy it. That's for sure fair. Well, I'm glad you enjoy watching my streams. That's really means a lot. Especially knowing that you do your own streams. Oh, you sound like a zombie. Are you okay? Yeah, it's a long day of work. Samus girl just got home. You had a long day from the looks of it. Well, you got a chicken katsudon thing in the fridge. You got a nice crispy piece of chicken you can eat. Oh, okay. I tried, Jack. Is it? It's warm. It was warm when I got home. It's crazy.
It's fog.
Oh, it's fog?
The thickest fog I've seen in the city.
Oh, I might have to go look at the fog, y'all.
Like, you can see about 5 feet in front of you, and that's it. Fog.
Oh wow, it was foggy earlier.
This is fog.
Zombie fog, y'all. I might have to go look at the zombie fog real quick, and say hello to my fiance properly. So 1 second. Okay.
Cloudy vision.
Oh, okay. Wow. I'm gonna take care of that, y'all. I'll see you in a sec. Thank you for waiting, folks. I have said hello to my very tired fiance who just got home, and it is foggy as hell out. She was not lying. I wish I could show you, but I did not. It is very foggy. We is living in a cloud. I decided to grab a little sweet treat, like a ginger beer one of our friends brought over with dinner last night, and it's 35 calories. Unreal. So, salute. That's a little energy pick-me-up, I hope. So, let's see where we're at. Zoom. Okay, basic colors down on the base. Sure. If that's dry, I should wash it, I think. Where's the Nolan oil? Okay, there's the Nolan oil. Nolan oil, Seraphim Sepia. Ooh, oh, that's ginger beer. I forgot. It's got a burn to it. It's nice. Okay. Gently shake those babies. You'll also notice this is the little pot of Nolan oil, which I've been told is very valuable. If you'd like to buy it off me, please give me an offer. I'd love to buy more orcs with Nolan oil money. And I'll make you all more jealous. I got that at a thrift store. It's the only thrift store related Warhammer thing I've ever found. Although technically my big 40k orc army mostly came from a thrift store, but that was off eBay. They knew what they had. This was hilarious because it was like a baggie. It was like one of those grab bags off the wall. And they had a bunch of expired tattoo ink and a bunch of like shade paints from Citadel. So, hell of a combo. Hell of a combo. I think I tried painting with the tattoo ink. It didn't really go. Didn't take. I can't find Nolan oil anywhere, like at all. They're still producing it though. Right? Aren't they? They are producing it. I might need to put this back on the shelf if they're not. I mean, I like this model, but it ain't worth that. None of my local stores have it in stock. Okay. It exists, though. It hasn't gone the way of the Dodo. Or the way of the mold line. Seriously, how did I miss this many freaking mold lines? I'll fix that up in a sec. So the fun part about these bases is that I do a bunch of water effect, which takes forever to apply. So all I will be able to do tonight is just get the basic colors down that will go underneath the water effect. Well, that is big bubbling. And maybe put on 1 or 2 layers of water effect so y'all can see what it kind of looks like. But I will likely have to build it up over the next few days, just 5-10 minutes at a time. That's the downside of water effect. You can't do it all in one sitting. Gotta build it up in layers, like an onion. Like a Shrek. Okay, well there's always more you can do on a model. I think I will be happy to call this one done. Just once I do the basing. Like, he's real close. Words are all he, him, I believe. Yeah, he's really looking good. I mean, now that the basing is painted, it looks like a finished model. And I'll take that. I'm kind of in my paint fast, take chances era right now. I'm learning every time I pick up the brush, and that's got to be enough for me. Although I'm very excited, at Adepticon I'm taking a class which I'm hoping will improve my painting skills so I can learn to get more toward like display painting, where everything I do is very good for tabletop, is the level of painting I'm at, and I want to get at mediocre for display, is my next rung up the ladder that I'd like to get to. Emma Frog, I hope you find your Nuln Oil soon. There's plenty of shades in the sea. Let's see. Speaking of paints in the sea, despite every single time I paint, my desk just turns into, hold on a second, this pile of paints. I really ought to do more of those 4-color challenge thingies because I am an addict. I just grab so many damn paints off the shelf. I could also do something like set the paint rack up in front of me, but that's where the computer go. So, behind me it is. Plus, then it's aesthetic. Although having to turn around to pick up and put back paints is a little bit funny. Adrat's Earthshade has been working overtime lately. Yeah, I love my shade paints. I was super into oil washing when I first got into Warhammer. I've been very interested in oil washing, but especially early on I was like, oh, it just seems so interesting, you know? And as I started to paint more and more, I just found, well, especially as I started to stream, I found that I really liked the ability to just throw something on and have it be painted, and then start screwing around with it more. Like breaking everything up into such discrete steps, like oil washing requires you to do, is totally fine if you're just painting a couple hours every night, which is, let me tell you, the way to do it. But if you're gonna do it in big bursts like I do, as a streamer, then acrylic shades actually work way better. Is what I've been finding. Cool. Oh, I remember now. I did like a dry brush of green on the stone in one of these, and it looked awesome. I don't know if I'd be able to do that without disturbing what I have this time, though. Yeah, I'm a little afraid of doing that this time, just because I have so much nice detail in this area, and I wouldn't want to screw that up. But I guess I could do a glaze. I could do like a green glaze. Yeah, that would work. Oh, I already practically have one right here. I've got this very watered down green left over from my orc skin. Any of that? Oh yeah, that's working. Just add a little bit of donkiness to it. I am here but lurk, you were great. Oh, thanks, Panda. I can at least give a shout out to Awkwardish Panda. I can't, I'm getting bad at shouting out people. I do need to get the auto command, but did it work? Hell yeah, there we go. I am getting lazy and not really shouting people out as much as I should be, but I absolutely need to shout out Panda. Panda did so much to help get me to affiliate and is still very, I don't know. I just appreciate you a lot. I feel like you should get a shout out. If any of the people who have been following me from YouTube especially and you don't know who Awkward Dish Panda is, go ahead and give her a follow. She's great, really a pillar of the mini painting community over here on Twitch. Okay, let's underpaint this. So let's see, I need to basically paint a bunch of brownish murky greens like the bottom of a swamp. I want this to look like the bottom of a swamp so that when I do the layer effect over it, it kind of sells the idea that it's all swampy. Oh, I don't think I've seen that emote before, Panda. It's awkward, sweet. Oh, okay. Well, you're very welcome, Panda. Okay. Oh, I already have green and This is great. I already have green and like blue on my palette. So let's try something here. Speaking of swamp, I've been working on a Tau devilfish, added some tech paint and turned it into a moss, kind of loving it so far. Ooh, I didn't know you could do that. Himmerford, you're in my Discord, right? Can you show me what you mean by that? I would love to see. Because if you've got a way of making moss, I might need that for these guys, for this army. Also, I might need to add a little bit more mud on this base to make everything blend properly. Okay, so we kind of got a random assortment of greens now, as you can see. Now, I'm just gonna... and not as much blue, just a little bit. Stipple that around, just to get some abnormalities here. I'm no pro, so be gentle. Absolutely, I'm not gonna roast you. I would never. I'm especially going to try and put this brown where the water seems deeper. Try to imply some depth with this, which would also include out toward the sides of the base. Okay, I think a wet blend works way better for this than what I just did. So let's try and get messy with it. Oh yeah, a wet blend works way better than whatever stipple action I was just doing there. And I guess what I'm really doing here is making like a depth map of this pond, showing where it's deep and where it's shallow. Somewhat. And then here's my shallow color. We're gonna grab this lighter taupe and we're gonna work that in where it's shallow. At least that's the theory. Alright, how's it looking? Weird. It's looking weird and muddy. Okay, post it. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. It's... Oop. It's very nearly what I want it to look like. Yeah, actually that's pretty much it. So now it's nice and like murky and swampy, as you can see. It has a certain feel to it. And I think that is going to look good underneath my water effect paint. Although really quickly I should repaint that a brownish color. Cool. Yeah. A little bit of mud effect needs to go in to blend these out, and then water effect. Let's pull up Discord, and I will look at Himmerfrog's thing. I'm going to put you live on stream. So viewers, I promised not to blast, so no one blast. Everyone be nice. Loading discourse. How do we like the now loading discourse joke? I feel like it's kind of funny. Let's see. Is this showing for y'all? Oh yeah, this is showing. Oh wow. Oh wow, this thing looks like it's been living in an aquarium. That's wild. What effect paint did you say this was? Like, how did you achieve this? Also, is this like a diorama piece? This thing doesn't look like it should fly anymore. Looks like it's just been rotting. That's gorgeous. I mean, yeah, the texture work on that is just gorgeous. Wow. I've got to go back to live, but how did you? Yeah, that is fantastic. How did you do that? By the way, I never noticed the people in the tent before. Yeah, they're talking. They're doing discourse. You know. So, I just had to put something there so you all knew that I was working on it. It's like a loading wheel. It just makes you all know that I know what I'm doing, which I don't. It's just supposed to give you the impression I do. I feel like a giant holding this bottle. It's what Andre the Giant must have felt like drinking beer. Yeah, that is fantastic. Tim and Frog, what was the effect paint you used? Because that just looks incredible. I've never seen anything like that. There's diorama effects. Where's my chip brush? Oh, here's a worthy brush. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can go in the mud. Oh, no. Our time might finally be at an end, Vallejo effects. Vallejo, mud paint. Oh my god, what happened? Oh, I know what happened. The jar got so low that there was finally enough air in here to solidify the rest of it. Oh no. Maybe there's a little bit good left in here. Come on. No, it's solid. Rip. Rest in peace, my guy. Rest in peace, Nutella jar. I guess when I'm at Adepticon, I'll try and buy one of the monument tubes or something. Or are they always at... They were only backed up a lot last year because they launched a new paint, right? Like, I should be able to buy... I should probably just buy this at my local and not try to bring it on a plane home. Yeah, that is some solid Nutella. That is unfortunate. You did a good job. You based so many of my orcs. Thank you. To Valhalla. There we go. And peel that stuff out of the jar before try to add water every few weeks to keep it soft. Oh, you can take it out of the jar and it'll still work? I might need to take it out of the trash can I just put it in. If that's the case. Oh, try to add water to keep it soft. Yeah, once it's already cured off though, it's probably a goner. You know what's not a goner though is my water effects. So let's try putting those down, see what we get. This brush is so... It looks like it was struck by a cartoon lightning bolt. Oh my god. Oh, come on, buddy. One more. One more. You can do one more. You can do one. To Valhalla, buddy. All right. We're sending a lot of hobby supplies off to the afterlife tonight. I hope my Viking ancestors aren't offended by those jokes. That is presuming that my Swedish ancestors weren't the stay-at-home type of Swedes. They might have been the stay-at-home type of Swedes. Knowing me, most likely. Okay. You can use it for basing material, a bunch of dried turrets. Okay. Haha, No, I peel it out and maybe in some middle might be good, and that's how I wasted a bunch myself. Yeah, I could not get it loose. It's really in there. It's okay. I will just work with my limitations here. The only thing that's really going to be missing it is the stab grot, perhaps. And the pot grot and the stab grot will need basing material. I do not currently have basing material that would work for them. I have gray fine earth that's not going to look right. So I might need to go buy some more mud paint. Okay, I gotta go to like the hobby store now. It's fine. That's not the worst thing to happen, having to go to the hobby store. That's one of my favorite activities. I'm coping. I should try to take some of that out. Luckily, my trash can for hobbying is only for hobby supplies, so it doesn't get gross. And here we are again. Do I have pliers over here? I do have pliers. These are my paperclip cutting pliers. Too broad by far. We're doing some archaeology here. That stuff is still a great deal. Did like 3 armies with 1 jar. That's true. I've done... I did my spearhead for Kruleboyz, and I've done almost 2,000 points of orcs based in this. From 1 jar. So gross. I guess this is funny prank material. We've been having a mouse problem at work. I could leave these in the break room. Oh wait, no, that mean our receptionist would... Oh, she deals with enough. Damn it. I could somehow prank one of my coworkers with this, sure, but not the receptionist. She's too nice. Anyone see where that went? Okay, nope. This is what we're doing now. This is top tier content. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original theory here that there's just nothing in here. It's all just turds. This is all the consistency of like brownies. This is entirely cured off. Yeah, it's over. It's so over. All right. Bye, buddy. Guess I gotta buy more of that stuff. Oh well, I got pretty far. Alright, so I'm starting to layer up the water effects. Let's put these away. And I've got 2 little grots that still need some help. Your donation. These grots can find a home this Lenten season. Who's I assume y'all aren't doing Mardi Gras because you're here, but did you do anything for Mardi Gras today? I certainly didn't. I was very vaguely aware it was even happening, only because there was stuff at work. There was donuts at work. Although I have not seen any king cake babies this year, so maybe the meme of hiding those everywhere has died off. Nova, I don't know if you're still here, but Nova, I know that y'all always did the king cake baby hiding situation in college, and like somehow that seems to have become a meme that like everyone does. Like everyone is always hiding them damn things, like it's a thing at cons now. That's got to be some parallel thought sort of situation where we all just, like everyone around our age came up with that idea at the exact same time and started doing it at the exact same time. Because I've seen that so many places. And like, as far as I understand it, you know, your friend group came up with that one from whole cloth. Just like, one of y'all was like, hey, king cake, I need to make a king cake. Oh no, I have all these king cake babies. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna put them in Spactodactyl's plant pot, where they still live to this day, by the way. I have not removed them, even now. But somehow, I'm really starting to think Nova's not here. But yeah, somehow my students, when I was working my grad assistant job in college, just came up with this idea of just hiding king cake babies everywhere, and now I feel like everyone does it. What happened? Was there like someone on TikTok who made that popular and I just didn't understand the context? Like why are there so many damn king cake babies all over the place? Why are we hiding mini plastic ducks at like hotels and stuff? Is this not a thing? Am I out of the loop? I'm trying to understand. Anyway, my knitting project is a Lent knit-along, but I'm starting early. Okay. Interesting. Lent knit-along. I guess you're giving up, not knitting. That's cool. I'm not giving up nothing. I don't celebrate. And that's pretty cool. I know the paint is tearing, but please let me just cover that. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's got a dirty rag on him now, and that's fine. Oh, this guy. This is where the money is right here. Look at that. Look how many different things I can paint. Yes. That's what we're gonna do the rest of stream. We're gonna paint this backpack on this one grot that I'm probably not even gonna run because his rules aren't good, in my opinion. So if I really want to go for it, I can pick out these stitches and the leather in a different color. It's not like 100% realistic to do it, it just adds detail and makes things look nicer. But it is totally acceptable just to leave them as is. I may, in fact, just do. Okay, that's a bit. Did mesh up there. We absorb some of that? Okay. Oh, right. Nice easy leather pouches. I'm honestly, the reason I'm struggling to say anything right now is I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of detail going on in this little backpack. And I'm just like trying to think of what the hell I'm gonna do to get through this. Okay. Let's do the clothes. Clothes at least gotta get painted, that's for sure. I'll need to lighten up this wood to make it stick out. Probably. I mean, it doesn't have to stick out all that much. Just a little bit. Oh, there's a little bit of metallic in the middle here that I can pick out. This is the type of task organization my brain really struggles with. But I think I'm getting it. Pushing through. Although that metallic is in rough shape right now. Cool. Okay, so what do we see here? There's like some carrots up here. That's like a chicken foot. This is some sort of herbs. There's a little ceramic bottle down here. There's a lot of wooden pieces that need to be painted. That might be it. So what I need now is a good color for the wood. Fighting for my life on Arc Raiders right now, but hearing things like these, all these little happy pouches, that's keeping my heart rate down. Terracotta pot would be cute. I mean, arguably I'm already at terracotta pot right there. Like, it needs to be, I actually need to drag the orange down a little bit more, but it's very close to being a terracotta pot already. Let's do the wood. I've painted, actually, that's my base. That right there should be my base for the wood. Yeah, my wet palette's doing great right now, by the way. Looks awesome. Looks so organized. No, this piece is metal. This is like a fish hook or something. So that little piece is metal. And I'll need to null and oil that. Oh no, another ad soon. You know what? Let's go ahead and snooze that. And then when it threatens to pop again, that might be the end of stream, because I am running a little low on Steam. I don't want to make y'all sit through another ad break before I raid out. I am, as I mentioned, running on low sleep. And I feel like I've kept the energy up during stream. I hope you all feel that too. But there are limits. And I might need to duck out early rather than trying to push toward 10 p.m. Gotta save my energy this week. I'm gonna paint for a couple more minutes to make this work, and then we're gonna look for someone to raid out to. If y'all have ideas of who you'd like to raid, if you see someone you like live, that would be rad. Thanks, Emma Frog. I'll miss you. I appreciate you saying that. I think this is a big metal ladle. Yeah, I think this is probably a big metal ladle. 100% fair and understandable. Hope you get some good rest. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, JD. Yeah, we'll save y'all from the ad hole and try to get a raid out pretty soon. Just as soon as I finish putting some colors on this pot rot. Because aside from basing, if this pot rot has all his basic colors and maybe some oils slapped on, I think he'll be fine. I mean, with how unlikely it is I'm actually going to run this guy, this level of finish is probably sufficient, assuming I can put some mud down here later. I see Duel Studios on. Okay, I think I rated out to Duel like maybe last week or week before that, but I will check. I do try to spread the love around, but I'm never opposed to rating Duel. Oh, true, you may have... Yeah, I think I rated out to him last week. I should keep, like, a journal of who I raid to. That's just another thing to do. Yeah, because Duel's working on that Golden Demon piece, right? He's doing the, I don't remember what it is. It's like some sort of a big skeleton horse thing, right? I remember it looked cool. He was doing the saddle. I thought it was like a dragon's tail. It looked nuts. Absolutely loved that. Let's see. Honestly, for a brush, I feel like I need a good number 2 or number 3. Yeah, probably a 2. Because I'm painting with the 0 a lot, but it's just a little too small for what I'm doing, but the 4 is too large. Yeah, I might need a good 2. Three minutes till the ad break. We'll hold on to the snoozes there. Alright, let's get this raid ready to go, y'all. Let's leave while the energy's still good. It would be fun to raid Daggers. I think Daggers is playing a video game. Yep, that's the looks. Darling Creepshow is doing some sort of video game. I want to keep it hobby related is what I want to do for y'all. Just so if you're working on your projects, you can keep doing that.
Let's start a little early, shall we?
I've got Gilded Brush Studios here. I'm following this person. I don't know if I've rated Gilded before. I recognize him. I recognize this person. Maybe let's do this. Because I'm following this person. Clearly someone knows who this is and told me about them. And so let's just give this a shot. Heck yeah. Okay, with that, it's going to be goodbye to YouTube people. Thank you for watching my VODs if you watch all the way here. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment to let me know that you're watching these, because sometimes I feel like I'm streaming to the void when I put up these VODs, but hopefully y'all